An East German soldier defying orders to help a child return to his family after he was separated from them when the newly erected Berlin Wall was built, 1961. This act of defiance, captured in a photograph, is a powerful symbol of compassion during a time of political tension and division. The soldier's identity remains unknown, and the consequences of his actions are unclear, but it's believed he faced punishment for his disobedience. A female firefighting team on a converted motorcycle. In London, 1932, this innovative approach to firefighting, utilizing a motorcycle with a specialized sidecar, reflected a progressive moment in women's history and challenged traditional gender roles in public service. 4 generations in one picture, 1880s, 1967 to 2018, same bike, same couple. The opening of the Eiffel Tower during the 1889 World's Fair. It served as the entrance gateway to the fair and a symbol of French ingenuity. Initially, some Parisians were critical of the tower, but its popularity grew quickly as visitors marveled at its height and design. The image of a boy selling lemonade with a portable dispenser in Berlin in 1931 offers a fascinating glimpse into life during a transitional period in German history. The Weimar Republic was in its final years, marked by economic hardship, political unrest, and societal change. Anita Page, a prominent silent film star, posing with her Cadillac 1920s to 1930s. Several images exist showing her posing with various models of Cadillacs from that era, reflecting the glamour and luxury associated with her Hollywood image. Legging was a method of moving a boat through a canal tunnel. It involved boatmen lying on their backs and propelling the boat forward by pushing against the tunnel walls with their legs and feet. A British Peninsular War veteran and his wife, 1850s. He can be seen wearing a campaign medal, commemorating the fact that he served in Spain. This photograph was taken in 1850, 35 years after the Battle of Waterloo. The man's face is like a history book. He must have seen some horrible things. His hands are rugged from a life of hard work. Madison Square, New York, 1900. Incredible scenes of women's miniskirt liberation in 1970s Afghanistan. A family at their cabin home in West Virginia, 1900. A patient buying cigarettes while in their hospital bed, 1950s. Hunter brothers doing some mid-air mechanical checkups during their 23-day-long flight without landing in 1930. Over the 23 days, food and fuel were delivered to them periodically by another airplane. The first roller coaster in Ireland, a 1912 thrill for the ages, a group which at times go unnoticed in the retelling of the history. These are ordnance personnel repairing an anti-aircraft gun. Amy Stanley, stage actress, SAYR 9283. In 1906, the Italian Cavalry School near Pinerolo featured a challenging final exercise called the Descent of Montbrone, where officers had to ride their horses off a 6-meter drop from a ruined castle window. This daring test was considered a true demonstration of courage, horsemanship, and nerve, serving as the ultimate trial for graduating officers. The Montbrone slope became a symbol of bravery and the pride of the Italian cavalry. Vintage Christmas 1958. In 1983, a 17-year-old from Leicestershire, England named Bryn Owen captured the spirit of 1980s youth culture with a Vespa scooter that was anything but ordinary. With 34 mirrors and 81 lights adorning the sleek Italian ride, Bryn's creation wasn't just a mode of transportation, it was a masterpiece of individuality and style. Bryn's Vespa was part of a larger cultural wave. The mod subculture, born in the 1960s, had seen a resurgence in the early 1980s, fueled by a nostalgic yearning for its sharp fashion, iconic music, and stylish scooters. Following the Japanese surrender in Singapore in 1945, British soldiers, who had been prisoners of war, faced a difficult transition back to their home country. Many endured a lengthy journey back to Britain, with some not arriving until 1946, while the nation was trying to move on from the war. Upon their return, they were often discouraged from recounting their wartime experiences, as the focus was on moving forward. The fall of Singapore in February 1942 marked a significant defeat for the British, with approximately 80,000 British, Indian, Australian, and local troops becoming prisoners of war. The Japanese treated their prisoners with contempt, and many endured brutal conditions, particularly in the Changji POW camp. The surrender also triggered the Suk Ching Purge, where the Japanese killed thousands of civilians in Singapore. Police officer hanging over Times Square in New York, 1920. It's August 1912, and the Estonian photographer and filmmaker Johannes Paasuka is on a field trip. He is his country's earliest adopter of a nascent art form. Although he's just 20 years old, he's been shooting for 5 years old with a wooden bicycle that he built. It's equal parts art and manual labor. His camera is big, and it is heavy, and it is on a big tripod. A team of smartly dressed window cleaners from the early 20th century. In the early 20th century, it was common for window cleaners to wear suits, even while on the job. This was a reflection of the societal norms of the time, where professional attire was seen as a sign of respectability and formality, even for tradesmen. 3 young boys sit in a wagon. In a Pittsburgh neighborhood street, 1920 to 1930. A young woman at the beach in Deauville, France, 1920s, by Maurice Louis Branger, 1874-1950, French. This car, ribboned and tin can hung, drove around South Omaha Monday as Frank Remstead, 27 packing house employee, celebrated the obtaining of a divorce by his wife, Darlene, 17. The machine dragged a dishpan and a wash boiler. Omaha World Herald, August 22, 1934. The Horse Trainer, by Felix Thiolier, 1899, print poster. In 1945, Marlene Dietrich, a German-American actress, famously kissed an American soldier returning from World War II. The iconic photo, taken as the soldier disembarked from the USS Monticello, captured a moment of joy and relief as the ship docked in New York City. Dietrich, known for her USO tours entertaining troops, was present to greet the soldiers, and the photo quickly became a symbol of homecoming and celebration. Grandparents the night they met, 1970. In the early 1900s, Ottoman Empire, high society women, particularly those of the upper class, often lived in a world of relative seclusion, with social gatherings frequently segregated and veiling in public being a common practice. Marant Gulch Trestle, a historic testament to engineering brilliance. A photograph taken in August 1918 by Arthur Mole at Camp Dodge in Iowa, where 8,000 officers and men preparing for war during World War I. Facts: base to shoulder, 150 feet. Right arm, 340 feet. Widest part of arm holding torch, 12.5 feet. Right thumb, 35 feet. Face, 60 feet. Nose, 21 feet. Longest spike of headpiece, 70 feet. Torch and flame combined, 980 feet. Number of men in flame of torch, 12,000. 1991. Mail delivery in a village. New York City, 1960. Richard White Bull, Ogallala Sioux, circa 1199. A lovely photo of a brother and sister. I love their fashions and her purse. Chicago, 1945. Blackfoot Tribe. In Glacier National Park, 1913. The Blackfeet, also known as Blackfoot, people had a significant presence in Glacier National Park, with their ancestral lands overlapping with the park's boundaries. The park was established in 1910, and the Blackfeet had a complex relationship with the park, including both cultural ties and displacement. A portrait of Hollow Horn Bear, a man from the Brule Native American tribe, a man posing with a donkey. In his lap, 1910s. Lockheed Martin employee Sally Wadsworth. working on the fuselage of AP-38 Lightning in California, 1944. In 1908, Claude Monet, along with his wife Alice Hochedet Monet, visited Venice for a 10-week stay. During this time, Monet produced 37 artworks depicting the city's architecture. Claude Monet, a key figure in the Impressionist movement, is known for his paintings of landscapes and leisure activities. 5-year-old Jim Carrey opening a Christmas gift. An officer halts traffic to make way for a cat carrying a kitten. Across the street, 1925. A child's reaction to meeting Andre the Giant in the 1970s would likely be one of awe and wonder due to his immense size. Many people who met him, including children, described him as a gentle giant, and he often put children at ease despite his imposing stature. A stylish 1940s group portrait. King George Vise bursting with excitement on a theme park ride, 1930s. Portrait of a mother and her daughter. Photographed in 1910. In a 1931 photograph taken at the Lustgarten in Berlin, Germany, young riders are depicted refueling during a children's sidecar race. The image captures a moment of youthful energy and the growing popularity of motorsports in pre-war Europe, with children participating in a thrilling, albeit simpler form of racing. Dutch boy with a pillow strapped on his backside to soften, the falling on ice while skating, 1933. A family living in London's slums, 1900s. This photo from 1902 shows French knife grinders. They would work on their stomachs in order to save their backs from being hunched all day, France, 1902. Idaho winter as experienced in 1952. The winter of 1952 in Idaho was characterized by significant snowfall and cold temperatures, with some accounts describing it as an epic winter. 6 feet of snow on the level was considered normal, and 10 feet was not uncommon. Irish fisherman, Ireland 1910. Wooden railway bridge, USA, Montana, 1883. The tallest wooden railroad bridge in the world, the spectacular Marant Gulch Bridge, was 226 feet, 69 meters tall and 866 feet long. It took 800,000 board feet of lumber and a workforce of 150 men to complete the Northern Pacific Railway Bridge. Going to McDonald's in the 1950s. A sweet photo depicts a brother and sister in Charlottesville, Virginia, circa 1916. The children are dressed in their finest attire, and the image captures a moment of childhood innocence and familial affection. Looking out the window of Apollo 11, July 1969. Young woman removing her loaf of bread. From the oven, 1909. Southern Ohio family in front of new washing machine, 1911. An early example of modern convenience in an era that was still largely defined by manual labor and traditional homemaking. People gathered in front of stores in a small town, Eureka Springs, Arkansas, 1880. The town was experiencing early growth due to the perceived healing properties of the springs, attracting both residents and visitors. The photograph depicts a moment of early settlement with people congregating in front of stores like Bright and Wick's Groceries and Thornton's store. These progressive high school girls learned the finer points of auto mechanics in 1927. These progressive high school girls learned the finer points of auto mechanics in 1927. Photo of lumberjacks cutting trees. In Pacific Northwest, USA, 1915.